NRS is finally here to save us after 5 weeks of desyncing. At least we hope. The patch dropped today, but the last patch did nothing, so I just have high hopes this time. There's no way they released a miss, but in honor of this, I wanted to go over all the major glitches, the funny glitches, the game-breaking glitches that have been in MK1 since the release back in September. I can almost 100% guarantee you haven't seen all of these. So let's start with 2 that happened within 5 matches of each other just the other day. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 100k before Evo. So Chameleon, while buffing Scorpion, also nerfs Scorpion and kind of breaks things for him. So I'm playing against a Kung Lao using Chameleon cameo. In this, it starts pretty normal. I hit the back 3, then I back up and throw out the whiffed stand 2. You hear me call it the MK11 strat. In MK11, the success rate was higher because stand 2 whiffing in MK11 recovered even quicker than stand 2 in MK1. But right there, Chameleon pulls Kung Lao out of the combo, which is fine. That's not the glitch. So we proceed as normal. I block this, block the overhead, backdash, 2-1 spear, and that's when the glitch happens. That should be a combo 100% of the time. I even end up panic neutral jumping afterwards because my muscle memory fried my brain in that moment. So there's a property when somebody escapes Scorpion Spear using the Chameleon Katana Leap, the following spear does not combo. It treats it as a hard knockdown, kind of like if you used the spear twice in one combo, that's what happens. And if that doesn't prove Scorpion needs some buffs, I don't know what does, because you should be trying to do that every single time Scorpion throws a spear and you have Chameleon Katana. But literally, less than 5 matches later, look, I just hit the MK11 strat again. This glitch happens, which isn't bad. It just goes to show that if you even play for 15 minutes on MK1, you are bound to run into some sort of glitch. Probably not a game-breaking one, but at least something that isn't intended. So right here, he armors through me with the fatal blow. So this is 100% going to do it. But look, my health says 0 out of 950. All of a sudden after that hit, it returns to 3.7 and it stays this way until it resets for the next round. Just a small thing, but a glitch nonetheless. The charm of MK1 might be its visual bugs, because here's a visual bug right here that is still active. It probably will get fixed by Season 4 when Peacemaker releases. Sometimes it just doesn't display the correct rank up, rank down things when you get a Combat League opponent. Not a big deal again, but we're about to go back into a big deal glitch. About a month back, when Motaro and other cameos were buffed, everybody figured out smoke can go permanently invisible. All you do is do 2-on-2 and teleport right as it hits. It is literally that easy. All you need to do is get the opponent cornered and it works almost all the time. Now, if you're choosing Motaro, there are some downsides to it, because now smoke can no longer really combo without coming out of the permanent invisibility. Not that you don't get a free first time mix up between the low right there or the overhead, even though you can kind of see it coming because of the smoke clouds. The only way smoke comes out of invisibility is by using a move himself that turns him invisible. So if I go for the back forward 3, that's going to take me out of invisibility. Same with the combo extender. That'll take him out of invisibility. Not even getting hit will rip smoke out of invisibility. So if I do this, and Reptile wakes up, I'm still staying permanently invisible. But this glitch must have been around since release, because you can also do it with Kung Lao's teleport. And even better, it keeps you outside of the corner, so you keep the opponent completely stuck. And then on top of that, you also get a launcher now you can use. Just like that. I don't even know what I'm really doing because I'm not a smoke player. Smoke with Chameleon is where it gets egregious though, because at least the gravity when you use that Kung Lao spin is pretty rough. With Chameleon, you just get so much damage and in 2 or 3 touches can end the opponent because of Jade cameo. So it's the same, principle right here, 2-on-2 into that. Jade is where it gets ridiculous because you don't have to come out of invisibility the first time. Still invisible, by the way. 35. And then you're like, okay, now I can actually go for my dangerous mix-up, and if I just stay invisible, because again, nothing will take it out, because Reptile can't force me out of it, so I go for something like this, and I get so much damage. And the first hit was a complete guess. And I'm sure that can be optimized by smoke players 44. It's nuts. Do I even need to explain the desync glitch? I mean, apparently got fixed today. We're reading these patch notes, even though it's funny seeing this be on the patch notes twice in 1 week, so hopefully it works. We don't even need to go over it. Now this glitch is major and just makes Kenshi even better than he already is. I mean, he's already solidified top 3, I call him top 1, but people at first thought this tech where you could bring out Sento really quickly in a combo by pushing the opponent because your cameo was out and you went for a forward throw as Kenshi, that automatically resets Sento, which was absolutely nuts. But did you know, it's just anytime Kenshi goes for a throw, it resets Sento. The point of it is clearly so that after Kenshi throws right here, Sento spawns in next to him on the side that Kenshi is on. But it also means if I knock down Reptile right here with my grab, Sento comes back. Let me make this a little more clear while I'm in the corner. So I knock him down. He's gonna go up. If I just whiff a grab, Sento comes back instantly. So if you're in the neutral or a little farther away and the opponent has taken out Sento, Kenshi players will just straight up throw out a whiffed grab and it immediately brings it back. It just resets it. It's actually nuts. Again, it's intended to bring Sento back after a throw, but it's just programmed to come back anytime Kenshi hits the throw button. How could we forget the player 1 versus player 2 advantage glitch where player 1 literally could do more combos than the player 2 person would. And even online, there's technically a player 1 and player 2. The person who decides the map and starts on the left side of the screen is player 1. Some characters like Katana and Sub-Zero were legitimately a whole tier lower if they got player 2 because a lot of the BMBs just stopped working. Then you have the visual bugs when matches end. A lot of you have probably seen my short where Scorpion Scythe is going absolutely nuts. Then you have the ones where all of a sudden at the end of the match, it just infinitely zooms out for absolutely no reason. That one kind of ties into the one where you would just end up off the right side of the stage in between rounds, or when the round ended, you could just walk infinitely to the right. Then Lee Mei has a couple glitches. In one of Lee Mei's glitches, she caused the opponent to all of a sudden be halfway into the ground, and it's the weirdest looking thing ever. It was super hard to replicate, but it has happened and it's since been patched. But it's an absolutely beautiful glitch because it makes everybody look like 3 feet tall. But Lee Mei also had a glitch to get unlimited lanterns where she could essentially go nuts even after NetherRealm nerfed it to only have 3 lanterns after the beta. And Lee Mei with that is nuts because Lee Mei's only weakness is her gaps. Other than that, she is an absolutely amazing character with a great mid, really good plus frames and stuff like that, and an overhead low mix. How could we make a video like this without talking about Sindel getting an infinite with Sub-Zero? And even though that has since been patched, so you can no longer infinite in this game, and all of the kind of Jax infinites got toned out as well. Sindel, even with all that in the past, still gets a glitch where she breaks the mix-up protection that MK1 has in the game. So if you didn't know, NetherRealm tried to stop the Jax reset infinites by adding protection mix-up frames. So I think it's 5 frames. If you block an overhead, the low will automatically be blocked no matter what way you're actually holding block if it happens within 5 frames, I believe. Well, Sindel's float tricks the game with low hat, so you can mix somebody up with 1 frame. If the opponent blocks the overhead from Sindel and then Lao Hat's coming, even if it's only 1 frame apart, you must drop low and block it. Vice versa works as well. The hat hits first and Sindel has floated and then goes for the jump 2. 1 frame, the opponent must block low, stand up in 1 frame and block high. Super hard, especially online. It's essentially broken and will be fixed like a lot of this stuff with the Peacemaker patch. Now, 2 game-breaking glitches that involved using Shujinko. If Shao Kahn threw his axe on the ground to go into the axeless stance, and the other player was using Shujinko and then immediately called in a Shao Kahn axe swing move, the axe would just disappear for the rest of the game for Shao Kahn. Yeah, completely gone. And you might think, oh, axeless stance is his better stance. Yeah, when you're right up close, but imagine a Liu Kang player that can just zone you out at max range, or a Raiden player that can Superman past you over and over again and then zone you out. You can't ever get close enough, and you can't use hardly any of the special moves without that axe. The next Shujinko glitch was if you were a Gears player and the opponent chose Shujinko, Shujinko would copy the Gears move and get an infinite if you were using somebody with a freeze. That one doesn't seem quite as devastating devastating as the Shao Kahn one. Even though Geras is better, Shao Kahn is definitely more played and more popular. Oh, but how could we forget the start of Season 3 with invasions? If you recall, when I uploaded my Quan Chi video, the servers were down the entire day, and that's because they were up for the first hour or so of the new season releasing. If you just logged on to invasions in that first hour or so, you got every single item from last season instantly. So NetherRealm just decided, let's just nuke the servers essentially, which fair play from NetherRealm. But what was funny, on Xbox, I was able to play and make that Quan Chi video because I signed into my second account, and as long as you never hit online or anything that tried to put you online, and you just tried to go straight into practice mode and said, don't sync my stats, so it didn't try and put you online, you could actually play the DLC characters in training mode. What's even crazier though is I couldn't do it on my main account, because once you go in and it tries to verify your account for online even once, you couldn't reset that by closing MK1 and getting back on. It almost registered your account as trying, and then it put you on this kind of like semi-patch where you couldn't do it. So you had Xbox players frantically making new accounts because they messed up the first time. The stat page on this game was absolutely terrible Season 1, slightly better Season 2, and only slightly better than that for Season 3. If you remember originally in Season 1, none of this was correct except for your ranked leaderboard standings and your casual leaderboard standings. Then in Season 2, we had some of it fixed, like most played characters kind of got fixed up, and that was mostly accurate, but not everything. This Combat League screen was still glitched. Essentially, your Season 1 and Season 2 ranks when you signed on at the beginning of Season 3 would display the amount of points you got based solely on the amount of wins you got. It didn't factor in any of the points you lost from losing sets. So many people had like 5,900, 6,000 Combat League points, and it would say that that person reached Elder God, when in reality they didn't, and they don't even have the final skin rewards for Elder God, but the stat page will still show it. Like right now, it is still glitched. But another glitch that's still around is if you go to an opponent's combat card, it displays your rank sets won and rank sets played for you as the player, not the opponent. You cannot see how many sets have been won or played by the opponent. It just displays your stats back to you. It's really weird. Man, this video is stressful because I feel like I'm gonna forget a glitch, but let's keep moving. Can't forget the funny face glitches that weren't just on the Switch version upon release. They were absolutely hilarious. I kind of like that glitch because in that clip in particular, Natara looked kind of cool in my opinion. I mean, wild and goofy, but this glitch actually happened to me about 3 weeks ago where you just infinitely move afterwards and then eventually the game kicks you out because the opponent left at the perfect time. So you just sit in this purgatory where you can move around and the match is over, but it lets you perform inputs and stuff like that. Next, we can't forget that Rain's jump 2 for the longest time couldn't be up blocked. So Rain just got free jump-ins. It especially hurt because in this game, up blocking is super strong. You barely see people doing YOLO jump-ins like you did in MK11. So the first time it happens to you, you 100% get destroyed by the Rain player because you go for your punish and the Rain player's frames are better and he gets his turn first. A glitch that has happened to me before a couple months ago, but everybody says is still around, it just hasn't happened to me in a while, so I haven't been able to get any footage of it, is apparently Raiden can start rounds earlier than the opponent. He can start moving before the round even starts. But then digging deeper into it, apparently all the characters can do that in select circumstances. People just aren't sure what triggers it. So that's wild, and sorry I don't have any footage of it. I asked my Discord to send me their favorite, funniest, or worst glitches that they experienced in MK1. So now let's go into a compilation of all of those. I'm sure there's hundreds of glitches I will have missed in this video, and I can't go over every single animation glitch. Like half of Scorpion's Brutals had animation glitches from day one, so it'd be pointless to do it. So enjoy what you guys, the viewers, have seen on this beautiful game. MK1 is a beautiful creation. While I have my critiques, and surely all these glitches are not intentional, it sometimes reminds me of the beauty of the Xbox 360 era, where you could hop on a Call of Duty and see attack dogs flying around the map. It just reminds me of a simpler time. As long as the game-breaking glitches and bugs get taken out, I'm fine with some of these visual glitches being out there. See you guys for Road to Rank 1 tomorrow, now that desync has been patched.